There can be only one. Yo, what's up? How's it going? Today we're going to be talking a little bit off the cuff about Viktor Top and why it's a thing, why it's coming up in pro play, and why you might be seeing it in your solo queue games. Mainly we want to focus on the pro play aspect. I'm really not concerned about solo queue at all. I do want a big shout out to Voyboy, who has been playing this for like 9 months. I'm a big fan of Voyboy, but he's been playing this for like 9 months, and now all of a sudden it's becoming real. But why? First off, I do want to talk about why is it happening, right? So why is Viktor coming into the top lane rather than mid lane? He has been seen in mid lane a little bit throughout pro play this year, not all that much, but maybe I like Power of Evil and people like that like him a lot. But in the top lane, let's talk about why he specifically picked there. So I have pulled up the pick percentages from Worlds this year, and the presence percentage: 94% for Urgot, 56% for Sion, 93% for Aatrox, 37%, 65% Aurelia. And so if we look at all these champions right here and just ask ourselves, what does Viktor do into them, and what do they do into Viktor? So first off, we can talk about Urgot. Urgot is mainly the reason why he's picked. He's so strong in a 1v1. So he's so strong in a 1v1 as well as a team fight. But in the 1v1, he destroys tanks and destroys other bruisers with his percent health passive on his shotgun knees. Is so good. As well as he can bully people out with his Q, and he kind of just makes trading free for him. And then you jump in on him. He has a big ass shield. He hits you with all of his shotgun knees, and then you're kind of fucked. So Urgot can't really bully out of Viktor. So this isn't the best matchup for Viktor. Like, Viktor's not going to hard stomp this guy, but neither's Urgot. And they're pretty even in terms of value in team fights, depending on how your team comp is structured. Because the Urgot won't have that beefy tank to eat. I mean, he can eat the jungler. I would assume the jungler or support would be a beefy tank if you took a Viktor top. As well as Urgot just can't even get on him unless you hit him with your ult and then flash onto them. It's hard for Urgot to even get on him. And then we can talk about Sion and Aatrox. So I'll talk about Sion real quick. Sion is going to have a really bad time against Viktor. So Viktor can just walk up and trade harass with you with Q for free, and then hit you with the laser beam. And you're never really going to get in Sion's range. The only time you might get in Sion's range is if you happen to just walk into the wave and then Q him, because Sion's going to want to Q the wave. You just walk to the side and get free Qs off and free gold from your Kleptomancy. As well as Aatrox. Aatrox doesn't do so well into control mages. That can keep him away. So you saw the Lissandra answer to Aatrox earlier this year. I don't know if you play that lane. It feels like dog shit. You can't ever get in Q range of her because she can just sit back and and slow your movement speed down. So Viktor can kind of do the same thing. He can walk into your range, Q you, and then walk out. And as soon as Viktor gets that Q upgrade, then he could just come in and do that for free because he gets the bonus movement speed and the shield, and you can't ever get on him. If you actually end up landing a Q on him, he'll just put down his force field, he'll just put down his W, and you can't move up anymore. And then all that happens after that is you do have a timing window as Aatrox to go back in on him because your Q will come back up before his W will. But it's hard for you to get in range, and if the Viktor's good, like all these pro players are, then they're just going to step out of your, they're just going to wait for the W to be back up to go in for them aggressive trades. And then Orin, pretty self-explanatory. If it's a tank, you're going to have a really bad time. You're going to have a really bad time against Viktor. Viktor gets free harass, and he gets free gold. So Viktor's good into melees, and the reason why we haven't seen him a whole lot is he takes a long time to get off the ground to kind of scale up in the mid lane, because most of your matchups aren't going to be melee matchups, and if you do get a melee matchups, the melee champions that go into the mid lane kind of shit on you, like Aurelia. I mean, if you get the Aatrox matchup in the mid lane, then that's fine. But the reason why he's being played in the top lane is we can take Kleptomancy on him, and we can get our free Q harass onto these melees, and helps us get our upgrades a little bit faster. As well as the inspiration tree is just great. You get the free boots, you can take mini dematerializer, you can take future market, guarantee your upgrades, and it's just free harass and free scaling. Viktor outscales almost every champion in the game. Not every champion, but he's a very hard scaling champion, and if you can get that Klepto procs against a melee matchup, then you can get your upgrades all the quicker. So, so some typical answers to Viktor that we might be seeing is a little bit more priority on Camille and Irelia, as well as Poppy doesn't do very well into Viktor. You just jump in on him and he's like blast you. Akali doesn't do that well into him. You just put your thing down as soon as it goes in. With Akali, you have to kind of play around his timings. So potential answers could maybe be Irelia and Camille. I recently played against a Camille. It didn't feel that great. She can just go in on you with her passive. So she can E on you with her passive. You put down your force field. She gets the passive shield. Kind of doesn't take damage. Unless she stays in a force field, you get your whole combo off. Then it's kind of an even trade. And then her timing window is a little bit smaller than yours. Or is a little bit bigger than yours, so she can go back in on your W, but Viktor can play back on his W, but it's not a good time. You're gonna have a bad time when that happens, playing as the Viktor. And then she can dodge your force field with her ultimate. So sometimes that feels bad. I do not know what's going on there. I get all these updates from Pinterest, so I promise this isn't something I was looking at. I usually get cookies popping up. That's funny. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not even gonna edit that out because I think it's funny. It's embarrassing. Oh yeah. Okay. Anyways, so potential answers could be another mage. So people who have a lot of rise priority who want to do the 1-3-1, that should do fine in the Viktor. I mean, Viktor kind of shits on control mage or short range mages as well, but rise scales up pretty good. You can go for that tank build as well. Camille could be an answer. Irelia could be an answer. If Irelia lands her stun, she can go in, jump back out. It's a no fun zone, and then go back in once your force field's down. As well as Jace might have an okay time into him. So we might be able to see that, but not a whole lot of Jace players left in the World Championships. So anyways, so that's why he's picked into there. And then if we want to look at some of the pro players' builds, so the most common rune is Kleptomancy. And the reason why, this is a big part of why Viktor's good in the top lane, because you get free Q and Klepto procs off of the melee matchups you get. And the big thing about Viktor that feels really bad is getting your upgrades. And if you can get your upgrades that much faster, I mean, I played a game earlier where I got 2 $100 sly sacks of gold. I got 2, both worth 100 gold. I got them before my first pack. So my first pack, I had like 10 CS, and I already had enough for the item. I had more than 10 CS. I had like 15 CS or something like that. But I just got a free back to get my Q upgrade. And it felt really nice. So with this build, yeah, you will be going Q max with the Q upgrade for obvious reasons, because the whole point is for the Q poke and then get the E upgrade. So just looking at some common builds. So the core build typically is what people are taking is that, you know, they finish their hex core, but they're also going to be building Iceborn gauntlet at the same time. Another item they can pick up is a Riley. So basically when you're playing this Viktor, you're just kiting people out. So you're just kiting people out. And you're so beefy too, so even if they get on you, you just kite back, and nobody can really one-shot you. Like I was playing against a Camille earlier, and she, you know, built full damage. She would jump on me, I'd put my force field down, she would be forced to ult to dodge the force field, I'd Q her, I'd run around her force field, and she usually couldn't even kill me in that combo. She would usually have to have help, and then I could kill afterwards. Yeah, so the core build is your hex core, the Iceborn gauntlet, and people are kind of flirting between a Riley's and an Abyssal Mask. So a Riley's is just super gold efficient, and it kind of helps with your kiting. Even though you already have the slow from your Iceborn gauntlet, you get the slow from the laser beam. You hit him with the auto, you hit him with the Q auto. Nobody can fucking get on you. It feels really bad to play against. So people are kind of flirting between that second item and Abyssal Mask second or third item, I guess, because your Q upgrade or because your hex core. But anyways, shit. But anyways, Abyssal Mask pretty self-explanatory because you'll get the healing off of the passive from Eternity, as well as you're always like right up on people. You're a proximity mage, so you're gonna always be right up on people, and people are trying to get on you, and you're fighting melees anyway, so this is gonna be a good item for you. Other items that we see people build, some people go for the Oblivion Orb. Some people still go for the full AP build in the top lane. I still think it could be good. But yeah, this is the basic. Leandres is not a bad pickup. Leandres is another super gold efficient item. And then the boots most people are taking. So most people are taking cooldown boots because typically your build's not going to have a whole lot of cooldown. So you don't get any cooldown from your hex score. And then you get the 20% from the gauntlet. But after that, you don't build a whole lot of CDR items. You might build, you might build a Zanya's to get another 10%, or you might build a Banshees, or you might build that at Abyssal. But if you build Abyssal, you're not going to build the other ones. So, so getting the 10% from your cooldown boots feels really good, because typically you're going to round out your build with Leandres or Rileys or maybe a Death Cap. So that feels good. Some people have been running the Seraph's Embrace as well. Could be good. That's always been an okay item on Viktor, but it's tough in solo queue, just because you need your hex core items and then you need your sheen item, and if you stop to buy the tier item, it might take too long for you to come online in solo queue games. As well as pro play, it's all about fighting right now. And so typically people play Kleptomancy, a couple other runes right here. So Linderong took Grass. I would imagine he just took that just because he was going against an Aurelia. You'll see that with Swain. Sometimes they'll take Grasp in the tougher matchups in the top lane. You'll see like Buipo do that a lot. Yeah. So boom. That is why you take Viktor into the top lane. Because he just shits on melees, and potential answers to him could be the Aurelia, could be the Camille. We might see Jax, maybe even Kled. And kind of get on him. Those might be some things we see in pro play. I don't think Viktor's a blind pick at all. What team was doing that? Was it KT or was it a Freaka maybe that was blind picking the Viktor? I don't think that's very smart. I think he's just a really good matchup. They might be blind picking him because they know the enemy has priority on Aatrox or Scion, something like that. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll have some more educational content for pro play coming up pretty soon. Thank you, and goodbye.